Welcome everybody, it's me, it's the cyberwarrior, and we are back once again for Tech Tuesday. As you notice, the setup's a little bit different today because we are live. I haven't done this in a long time. So for all those joining us today, thank you, and thank you. So today we are going to be going over Chapter 12 of Linux Basics for Hackers. Now, there is going to be a section in this in which we skip. There's a few reasons for that, mainly because I don't have a Raspberry Pi, and I couldn't get one to get it set up and get it all set up in time, but that's okay. There are still a lot that we can cover and a lot that we can go over. I do ask of you, though, if you have not yet gotten this book, please get it. Yes, some of the information is based on old Kali and old commands, but a lot of it still stands true, and a lot of things haven't changed. Some things have, a lot hasn't. So, for this, especially for Chapter 12, you're going to need a Raspberry Pi, and you're going to need the book. All right, I have the book. I don't have a Raspberry Pi, unfortunately, but that's okay. We can make do. But today we are going to go over services, how to use them, how to abuse them, and how to do different things. So without a further ado, why don't we get right into it? So let's pull this up and let's transition over. Now, if you're on Twitch, thank you for joining me on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, thank you to everybody who joins me every week for Security Happy Hour and is here once again for Tech Tuesday for joining me on YouTube. Now, the first thing that they discuss is starting and stopping services, which, and please, if you can't see my screen, let me know. It looks a little off to me, so let me move this over for you guys. I don't know why it looks off, but it does. So, come on. There we go. Alright, so we're going to make this bigger, make it so you can see. And if you run into issues, if you can't see this, please let me know. But we're going to go through it. So the first thing we're going to do is sudo su. The reason why is because when this book was written, Kali at the time was not designed with a user in mind. It was designed as everybody acting as root. So everything and every command in this book is done as root, okay? I've done some as user, I've done some as sudo when you go back and look at some of the earlier videos, but most of what we do is going to be as root solely because that's how the book was written. So the first thing they talk about is starting and stopping services. So if we go service Apache 2 and start, that's going to start the Apache service. Now with this, and I covered this, I believe it was last video when we talked about logs and rsyslog and things of that nature. There's three things you can do with a service. You can start it, you can stop it, and you can restart it. You can also check the status, something that's not in the book. So if I go here and I do service Apache 2 status, it'll tell me that it's running. Not in the book. All right, I am putting that out there right now. That particular command is not in here, but it's there. So let's quit, clear. The other thing you can do is you can stop it. So service Apache 2 stop. And please feel free to ask any questions. I beg of you, if you have questions, this is the time. It is live. I'm here for you. That's what I'm here for. So please ask questions. I am more than okay making this video go longer. Just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. So we can stop the service. So now if I do service Apache 2 status, it'll tell me it's not running. It's inactive. It's dead. All right. So now you have that. The next thing is to restart the service. Now restart only works if it's actually started. So if I go here and I type restart, nothing really happens. Let's find out if it's running. Oh, it did run. Hey, learn something every day. I've been given errors last time I tried to do that. So restart will actually start it as well. I don't like that. Restart should only restart it if it needs to shut down and actually get back in. So kind of odd, but that's okay. It works. So we're good to go. So that is how you start a service, stop a service, check the status of a service, and restart it. Again, if you hit restart at any given time, if you are started already, it actually shuts it down and restarts it. Hence the name. And so with that, if you have something that's hanging or having issues, That's where it comes into play. That's where it really matters. Now, next is starting with Apache and getting this actually configured so we can see a web service. So if I do service, let's do status. All right, cool, it's still running. Quit. All right, so now we have, we already started it. I don't know why it has it in here repeatedly. That's okay. So this should be at var www. So let's check that. Let's go cd var www ls cd html clear ls. All right. So now we have this index.html file. Now, because my screen is bigger in here, I'm going to use VI. Technically, what you would do is use whatever code editor you prefer. 9 times out of 10, I'm going to use code. VS Code, Visual Studio Code, whatever you want to call it, that's what I'm going to use. I've just become accustomed to it over the years. So, and actually since my OSCP, so about 2 years ago maybe, give or take. So let's take a look at this. So we can go down here and we can actually fix this HTML to be whatever we want. However, if we want to look at this, we can go here and just to check what is actually showing. Oh, come on. One. If you go to your local host, it'll actually say it's there. So that's how we know it's installed. That's how we know that Apache 2 is running, that the browser is there. So you're good to go. The next thing you would do is, let's say we want something different on here. So what do we want? So we have divisions, main page, da-da-da-da. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Holy crap, does this main section have a lot? You know what? We're going to quit. Quit. Let's do leaf pad and index.html. Is that there? Yeah, it is. All right, now I can scroll. All right, that makes it a lot better. So let's go to, that's the head, let's go to our body. And all we're going to do is we're going to delete all this. All right, and we're going to put a simple, all those above is div tags. If you want to research HTML and look at HTML, please feel free to do that on your own time. I am not teaching HTML today. Done a good bit of it. I used to know it very well, not as well anymore. So if what I want to do is going to be, so we have HTML, we have our body, so we're going to put a header tag in, H1. And now, if you have the book, OccupyTheWeb says Hackers Arise is the best. If you haven't checked out their site, please go do so. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to say CyberWarrior Studios is here to stay. And then you end it. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to say P, and please make sure to like, comment. Oops, let's actually do this. You know what? Screw it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Sharing is nice too. And then you end that tag. And then we're going to say, oh, we don't need another one. Forget it. All right, now we're going to save this. So that file is now saved. So if that's saved, and we have this here, and we refresh it, now we have our website and the changes we made. And that is how you effectively mess with Apache 2. And that gets into website design, which is a whole nother can of worms. And things are a heck of a lot different these days. But this is a static website that you can use, and you can use Apache 2 to do. What happens is if you use something like SE Toolkit or any of the other numerous tools out there to clone a website, this is effectively what it does. Is it downloads the code from another site that it can see and puts it into an Apache 2 server or something along those lines. So that's how it functions. And it creates that index.html. Anytime you go online, that first website, if you just type in the primary domain, so whether it's google.com or anything like that, a lot of the time, and unless things have changed, which I don't think they have, that very first document that it goes to, the very first HTML link, is index.html. So keep that in mind. That is why that is the page, or that is the file that you modify as index.html. So that is how you go in and you can do that. And again, you just refresh the page. If you save the file and refresh the page, it'll actually show you exactly what you have. All right. And you can go in, again, and get into the HTML and all that other stuff. Now, unfortunately, like I said, I don't have a Raspberry Pi, so I can't get into running things like, I don't know, what did he have in here? I could show you SSH, but I can't get into like Raspberry still, so we can't use spying apps, unfortunately. I'd love to, but I don't have that capability right now. So I hope you do pick up a Raspberry Pi if you can get one, and I also hope that you go through and go about getting this book and following along with chapter 12, because it actually gets very interesting right there, and I wish I had the hardware to keep going with it. So let's move along. So the next part is all about databases, all right, and how you can get information from databases. So what we're going to do is we're going to close out of this. We don't care about that anymore. We're going to close out of this. We don't care about that anymore. Cool. We're going to clear. Let's go to our home directory. And the next thing we want is MySQL. So we want service MySQL start. And it looks like, actually I know, we're going to get to something that I've used previously. So now that MySQL is started, you can go into, if you have to get into this, and these are all commands you use as a pen tester, a red teamer, a hacker, a bug bounty person, someone that does CTFs. All of these commands that we're going to get into with databases are actually very useful. So please take note and remember them, because you will exploit databases a lot. Just letting you know. All right. So let me go through and let's take a look at this. Actually, I want to fix something real quick. Where is it? Not that one. This one. Ah, that makes sense. Now I know why you guys can't see it, or why it's being stupid. Hold on. Where is it? Display. Let's see if I can fix this. And then we go here. And there we go. All right, now it looks better for me. I was getting a little upset. Didn't look right. But that's okay. Now we're back in action. I knew something was wrong. It's been a while since I used OBS on this computer. So let's get into MySQL. So now that we've started the service, we're going to go into MySQL dash, oops, helps if I'm in it, MySQL dash U root dash P. Enter password. I don't have a password, so we're just going to hit enter. I'm logged in as root. Yes, the default MySQL login for MariaDB has no password. Didn't know if you knew that or not, but it's a default configuration. So if you're testing databases, if you're testing configurations, if you find someone with MariaDB, please dash U root dash P nothing. Legitimately nothing. That is all it is. And you can log in and actually get in and manipulate the database, because this is the root user. This is the one that controls the entire database. You can see everything. So, if you want to interact with something like SQL, oh, does it get heavy. And you can get into a lot with SQL injection and things of that nature. But you would do something like select user password from customers where user equals, which I have nothing in this database, so it's going to kick back nothing, but we're going to put that in. I have no database selected. Oh, that's no fun. But I have no databases, so it makes it kind of hard to select a database when you don't have a database. Just saying. So make sure that when you're doing this, you know what you're looking at. So what if we want to do show, I think it's show. Is it show? Base. Whoops. No, that's not right. Oh, that's if you have a customer's database. All right, so yeah, this right here will select the different things. I believe I can use help, and we can do connect to there, And execute a system shell command. You know what? Let's have some fun. Let's see what happens. Who am I? Not found. Oops. Who? Not may I. Who am I? I am root. Let's put in cat / etc password. Hold on. No such file directory. Double up. Did I use those slashes wrong? Probably did. Oh, wait. You guys can't see this, huh? Can I clear this? No, I can't. So, we'll get there. Let's do... Don't worry, I'll let you see. I know you can't see behind my screen right now. My head is in the way. There we go. So, show you this real quick. Show databases. Thank you, Griffin. I knew I was missing something. But this is actually one of the hacking things and one of the tips of the tools of the trade. And one of the tips that you want to know is if you are logged in as root, MariaDB, or if you have admin rights, has this thing called, I don't know, system, which allows you to execute system shell commands. So let's just say this database is running as root. You do not have a root user, all right, but you want to be able to run commands as root. The database is running as root. So if you're logged into the database, whether you get in through SQLi or whatever the case may be, you can sit here and execute commands, say, I'm root. So who am I? I'm root. And then I typed in the wrong directory, but system command again, cat etc password. Now you have the etc password file. So, and then we're going to do this command from Griffin. So if you're paying attention, can I show this? I should be able to. It doesn't look like it wants to let me. I wish I could show that on my screen, but it won't let me. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the same command. No, we're going to use a different one. Show databases. There we go. Ha! All right, so for all those who don't want, actually want to see the command, it's right here. Show databases. Here's the databases that are currently in here. Whoa, that was weird. I didn't want to do that. All right, so that's enough about that. So let's quit. Quit. Clear. All right. So that's how you get in there and do all that. Oh, wanted us to set a password, huh? Let's try. Let's go back in. And let's do select user host password from MySQL.user. There we go. Password is invalid, meaning it doesn't exist. All right. So because we don't have a password, we need to set one. So how do we set a password? So what we do is we do use MySQL. All right. Now we're in the MySQL database. All right. So use in the database name, MySQL. And actually we did show databases earlier, so it would be there. You'd be able to see it. And then we say you can't see this at all. Let me fix that for you. Stupid. Come on. No. 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 See, this is the problem with going live. But that's okay. We work with it. That's what we do here. We make things happen. So we do MySQL, and then we say update user set password. And we're going to do equals password cyberwarrior. No, we're going to change it up. The cyberwarrior where user equals root. Why is that wrong? I'm in the right thing, right? MySQL. Yep. Update user, set password. This command will update the user by setting user's root password to hackers arise. That's a lie. It failed miserably. Invalid tables or columns. So oh. That's why. Maybe this is why. Date user set password password word user equals. Nope, it doesn't like that. Nope, doesn't like that either. All right. Huh. See, this is why we do these. This is why we do them live, because then you can see that, you know. Does anybody have the right way? Because the command in the book is not working. Update user set password. Update user set password equals password. The password where user equals root. Yeah, we did that. We followed it exactly. Update user set password password where user equals root. All right, so I am not a SQL genius, so we need to figure this out. So how do we figure it out? So first things first, show databases. Just make sure there's that. All right, cool. That is the one. It doesn't let me clear my screen. Ah. All right. So let's figure it out. We're gonna find out together, people. That's what this is all about. How to set password in MySQL. Log in, find, kill, create. You can create a password style. Oh, there we go. Set password statement. Alter user identified by authstring. Authstring important. Set password for equals authstring. Use for clause explicit names user account. Or with no for user clause, the statement is current user. Okay, so set password equals whatever. So let's do that. So let's try it. Set password. And what is it? Equals, and then that. Equals the cyberwarrior. And I believe, yep, just a semicolon, enter. Password hash should be a 41-digit. I didn't put a password hash in, you mother. They getting testy with me. All right, just so y'all are aware, they're getting testy. If you retain current password, retain MySQL. This is frustrating. This is why I do these live. Alter user root at localhost identified. All right, Griffin, if this is right, you're my hero. I know y'all can't see, but that's okay. Copy and paste. So root at localhost identified by the cyberwarrior. Ha ha! Ha ha! You're a genius, Griffin. I love it. Now let's try it. So if we do quit, clear, that failed. But if we do the cyberwarrior, oops! Oh come on! I just did. Unknown database. Why do you need a database? I think I just broke MySQL. Oh no, I didn't. I'm an idiot. That's what it is. There we go. Haha. Yep, Griffin, you're a genius. Thank you much. Because I broke it. I wish I could share that. I don't know. I'm still learning how to do things and such. And I do not have chat on screen. I thought I'd be able to do that with showing it, but that's okay. I have live chat replay, so everybody will be able to see what he wrote. All good. So that, yeah, there we go. So he fixed that. Thank you. Again, I'm not a SQL genius, so thank you, Griffin. That you're seriously amazing for that one. So accessing a remote database. This is where I failed. And I don't have a remote database. So I'm just going to show you the command. So how I went here and typed in the cyberwarrior, which is the password I set on this database, this is actually where you would put in the IP address for it, a remote database. So 192.168.255.420, or yeah, 420, because that's a valid IP. Stupid. 187, let's just say. Then you would go there and it would connect to a remote SQL server. This is how you access SQL servers that are remote. You put them in here. So if I had that IP, if it was something I could connect to, I'd hit enter, I'd type in the password, this, and it would work. All right, but that IP doesn't exist on my network, so it isn't going to. All right, moving on. So the next few things, and look, I don't know where he got all these tables. I don't know if I'm missing an image to something, but that's okay. We're going to keep going, and I'm going to show you the commands to do different things. So let's go back here, the cyberwarrior, and we're going to continue on. So we already said show databases, thanks to Griffin, gave us the databases that were available. Now, what if we wanted to select one? So then we do use MySQL. All right, so now we're in the MySQL database. I do not have these card numbers that are in the book. I don't have the tables he has or the databases he has. But that's okay, because we can still run the commands. So we do show tables. In MySQL database, there's all these tables. Tons of them. Tons of them. So if we wanted to, we could do describe user. And that would tell us exactly what is in here. What fields are in here, the type of data, is it null, or is it a primary key, is it a default, anything along those lines we'd be able to see. Okay? And that's all right here. Password is expired. All these are fields that are in the user table. So if I did select star, which is a wildcard, from users, enter. Not users. User. There we go. Yeah, that's an ugly table. Let's not use that one. Show tables. Select star from servers. Empty. All right. Let's give me something. Select star from tables priv. There we go. All right, that's clean. That's what I want to see. So these select statements, and you can have joins, you can have while statements, you can have all this stuff. All right, but these select statements is how you get the data that you want. Select star is selecting a wildcard. All right, so it selects all data from tables priv. So let's just say you had a database of users or of passwords or of administrators or whatever the case may be. Credit card numbers. The list can go on. You could do select star from whatever that table is and view them all. Or you can do select, what would it be? It would be select star from, or what was the command we used? I want to say it's select star from blank where user equals blank, or whatever data you're looking for. All right, that where clause, you tell it what field specifically you're looking for. So if you're looking for a particular user, you would say where user equals root, or where user equals somebody's username, whatever the case may be and whatever you're looking for. That is how you would get that information. The select star just tells it to bring in every single column, all right, when it presents the data. So, moving on. Now this is where we're going to get into something that I did a while back, all right, in an old Metasploit video with ParrotSec, and that is using Postgres. Now, I already have Postgres on here. Postgres has been on here. This book tells you to install it, but guess what? It already exists. All right, so if I do service PostgreSQL start. PostgreSQL. So this particular SQL server within Kali is what holds all Metasploit database information. All of the IPs, all of the Nmap scans, all databases, all right, are held within the PostgreSQL database. You can change it. You can make it MySQL. There's a few other things you can do, but Postgres is the default. So one of the things we want to do is we want to go in here, and we've already started it. So now we're going to do MSF console. Now MSF console sometimes can take a minute to start up. So let's give it that time. Any questions so far? Please feel free to ask questions. That's why I'm doing this live. I love questions. Feel free to ask. And I'm doing it live because Griffin just saved my ass and I was able to set a password that I couldn't get to work. So we're in MSF console. So from within here, what you would do is msfdb init. What that does is that initializes the Metasploit framework database. All right. A lot of people don't use this that are just entering into cybersecurity and just entering into pen testing and things of that nature. They don't know all these features. Even I had to learn a lot of this. Actually, all of it. We all have to learn it. But what I mean by that is I went in and actually picked up Metasploit books and researched some offensive security material and the pen testers books, a bunch of no-starch books, to be honest, and learned what these commands did and how important this was. Funny enough, the book we're going through is from No Starch Press, just so you're aware. All right, so it initialized. It initialized. I said initiated because that's a word. It initialized. So if we wanted to do this, what we could do is we would do su postgres. And now we are logged in as the Postgres user. All right. So the prompt has changed and we're still logged into Kali and we're in our root directory. But from this user, what we can do is we can actually create users and set their passwords. So the book says create user, MSF user. You know, I'm me, so we're not going to do that. We're going to create user and we're going to say the cyberwarrior. And then we're going to say -P. All right. Could not change directory to /root. Permission died. That's fine. And we're going to say enter password for new role. And we're going to say this is a password. I don't care. This is a password. I'm going to kill this database and start a new one anyways later. All right. Cool. So then we're going to say create DB owner equals the cyber warrior, and it's going to be cyber warrior studios DB. Could not change directory to /root. I don't know why it's yelling, but okay. And then we're going to exit. Then we're going to do DB connect MSF, oh, not MSF user, the cyber warrior. Okay. This. I hope that's the password I set. If not, I'm kind of shit out of luck, huh? 127.0.0.1 and /cyber. It's probably gonna yell at me. Bet you it's the wrong password. Warrior Studios DB. Yep, wrong password. So let's do this. su postgres, and then we want create user 2, and we're gonna go back, create a new password, PASSWORD. All right, and then we want cyberwarrior 2. Actually, we'll put the 2 at the end. There we go. All right. So, and then we're going to exit. And now we're going to go here. learning about Metasploit and have not. James, honestly, I have never created a user. So this is the first time I've actually done it this way. But it works, and I like it. I'm actually learning more. So now we connect. Hey, now we're in our own database. So if we do DB status, connected to that database. We are connected to CyberWarrior Studios database 2. So understand, a lot of people don't create their own databases. Things that I've done and things that I've shown in the past is just how you can utilize the database that you're already presented with. So I can sit here and type in host, and it will give me the host information. I can look up, what would it be? There's a combination of things that I can look up. I've used it to look up exploits and things of that nature. There's commands called dbnmap. So nmap, I believe it is. Yep, dbnmap. And what that does is when you run that and you save all that information, it actually puts it directly in your host file, all the information that it finds. All right. So instead of running, it's still running nmap. It'll still operate the exact same way as nmap. But instead of you taking that information, then going to Metasploit, it has it all there. So you pull up your host and you're like, oh, these are the hosts I have. I don't have to go looking. That is the benefit to this. All right. So if you're going to be a pen tester where Metasploit is allowed, where it is actually preferred because you're able to do certain things and see if you can bypass controls with standard tools that are available, then do it this way. Set up databases for your different clients. That way you're not mixing up data. All right. If you have one client, if you're a consultant and a pen tester, create a database for that client. If there's multiple users on the same box, have a different user and different owners and create the permissions going all the way through. It is very possible. Now, saying that, there was only one thing we did not get to do today. It is unfortunate, but it happens. But that is the end of this chapter. That is chapter 12. All right, the only thing we missed was OpenSSH and a Raspberry Pi. I'm sorry, I don't have one. I don't have everything. I wish I did. All right. Funny enough, I actually talked to OccupyTheWeb. I talked to him. And I said, man, I need to get one for this week. He said, why? He completely forgot to even put it in the book. But he did. So please, if you have any questions, if you need me to go back into Linux real quick, we still got some time. I have no problem hanging out for a minute. Please let me know. What questions do you have? What do you want to know about services or about Metasploit while I'm here? And I can answer your questions. And seriously, shout out again to Griffin for giving me that command to change the password, because I would have been beating my head against the wall. Also, please feel free, if you are on YouTube, down in the description, you can find all the ways you can support the channel, whether it's buy me a coffee, Patreon, PayPal, Cash App, buy our merchandise. I have a ton of it, like this sweet little polo right here. I am going to try to find a way to get embroidered polos as opposed to the screen printed ones. But for now, it's screen printed. Still looks pretty slick. And then I also have stickers. Mary, yours should be coming hopefully within the next few days, as well as a few others that order them. What else? But that's about it. So if you don't have any more questions, yeah, buy me a beer. Funny enough, I say buy me a coffee, but in reality, it's buy me a beer. That's what mine says. Just so you're aware. But yeah, all that's in the description. And also, if you're on Twitch, there is in the about or community or whatever shows the little tabs on the bottom. There is a tip there also through Stream Elements. So if you want to do it that way through PayPal, you're more than welcome. Again, all the support is extremely helpful. If it's a like, if it's a comment, if it's a follow, if it's a subscribe, if it's just finding your favorite videos and sharing them on social media. I am going to say this right now because this video is a little bit longer. So if you don't have any questions, I'm going to get going. But I do have a guest, Corey. She goes by Corgi on Twitter. All she did was put a link to her interview on her website, and it has helped immensely. So those links, if you share links, share videos, that is how content creators like KevTech and IT, what why do I always forget names? ITPR guy, and so many others. That is how they get out there, is by you guys sharing their videos, sharing their content, sharing everything like that. So please do it. As far as methods for support, I really don't care. PayPal, tip on Twitch, if that's where you're at. If buy me a coffee, Cash App, whatever. It really doesn't matter. Help is help. Whatever you feel like doing. If you can't, you can't. If you can, you can. One thing to remember, this Friday, live, security happy hour, Brad Proctor is going to be on. He's going to be my special guest with my co-host, the one and only Cyber Papa. And we are going to be discussing the 1-year anniversary of Kaseya, however you pronounce it, and kind of the effect that it's had on MSSPs and MSPs, if any. All right, so that is going to be the topic of discussion for Friday's Security Happy Hour. So if you're into that kind of information, please come join us. It'll be awesome. Otherwise, again, thank you all for joining me tonight. This is the first time in forever I've done a live for Tech Tuesday, so I truly appreciate it. Otherwise, I am going to have to let you all go because, if I don't, then I'm going to just sit here and talk for another 20 minutes, and then people get mad. They tend to do that. But yeah, you all are great. And I hope, I truly, truly hope to see you all next time. And maybe we'll do this again sometime. If this is really what you guys like, that's what we'll do. Otherwise, please stay safe. Have a great Tuesday. Have a great week. And without further ado, as I'm really just kind of not going to lie, I got to find the video. But I don't know. It's hard, man. I love you all so much that I really wish I could just sit here and talk to you forever, but I can't. So it is what it is. You take care, and I will see you all in the next one.